Hello, everyone. I'm ZHAO Chuang. Today, we are going to draw a juvenile Torosaurus. For a long time, it was believed that Torosaurus was the aged form of Triceratops, because dinosaurs could continue to grow with age. Unlike human beings that stop growing after they grow to a certain degree, dinosaurs grew bigger as they lived. Therefore, some people speculated that its head continued to change while it was growing. And it was believed that the juveniles of Torosaurus were Triceratops. But over the years, fossils of some juvenile Torosaurus have proved that speculation wrong, showing Torosaurus as a separate genus from Triceratops. Its juveniles were completely different from those of Triceratops. At an early age, its head frill began to grow, unlike Triceratops. When Triceratops was very young, their head frills were tiny, but at the same age, the head frills of Torosaurus were already very big. This model is a juvenile of Torosaurus. The front half of this model's face looks a bit like that of Triceratops, but its head frill has developed to a certain degree. Let's draw a juvenile of Torosaurus now. And we draw it the look of an early age. Based on some features of the known specimens, we know what a Torosaurus looked like in an early age. First of all, it had relatively big eyes. Its eyes appear small in the picture, but they were quite big relative to the entire body. Around the eyes is a circle of relatively soft skin. Above the eyes are the underdeveloped brow horns. The forehead of the juvenile Torosaurus might be slightly raised. It had a small nasal horn and a parrot-like beak. This mouth, we draw it smaller. The jaws were thinner that appeared weaker than those of adults. In addition, neither the juvenile Torosaurus nor the juvenile Triceratops developed jugal horns. We simply draw a large scale, or a developing keratin. The juvenile Torosaurus already had a relatively big head frill, and we can draw it here. The midline of the head frill is the border between the squamosal and parietal bones. This is its throat. We draw the nostrils near the mouth. Next, let's move on to its body, which can be drawn slightly round. Based on some relatively complete specimens, we know that the body proportions of ceratopsians were not very different between juveniles and adults. But the juveniles were lighter, so it might not be as muscular as the adults. We can draw its limbs slender. We can draw its belly not as round and big as an adult. It had 5 toes on its forelimbs. Let's draw its tail. On the sides of its body, we can draw some big scales. Then, we can highlight the eye sockets a little bit. Good, we've done with this juvenile Torosaurus.